let's focus on fighting the school board, and we can just take our kid out of school. This is why we need people to focus, because if we all just focused on the things at the top, everything else corrects itself. If we have people fighting against things in this country the same way our health system tries to fight health, or fight for your health, I should say. The health system that we live in, they diagnose the symptom. They don't diagnose the root. And that is what people are doing in this fight as well. Oh, let's fight this little thing. Oh, let's fight this little thing. Oh, let's fight this little thing. So what? So I've used this reference multiple times for over a year, but it makes perfect sense. If you want to fight the school board, you know what's going to happen? If you have some success, they're going to clean house. They're going to hire a whole new woke school board, and you're going to be back to square one. Have you accomplished anything? No, you haven't. Whereas, because you're fighting a symptom, you're not fighting the root. If you fight the root, you don't have to worry about the symptoms because you've taken it out at the root. And if people can't understand that, those people aren't going to be around very long. It's important that people learn how to focus very quickly, because if we were all on the same page, this would be over tomorrow. But no, people want to fight this. People want to fight this. People want to fight this. Well, you're fools. And I'm not saying I'm better than you or anything. But if you're not fighting the root, you're not fighting. You're fighting a symptom rather than the root. It's common sense. So, something to think about today. Let's stop fighting the symptoms. Let's all start fighting the root. I wish you all a good day. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a show tonight or not. We've got a busy day in front of us. I'm planning, we're doing a 2-row tour around Nova Scotia with Andrew this weekend. We're going to be going to every First Nation in Nova Scotia. So if you are in Nova Scotia, we would love to see you along the way. We're going to be pretty much taking the coastline the whole way. So if you're in the interior of the province. G'day, folks. Hope you're having a good day. We are just waiting for Andrew to get here in about 2 hours, actually, probably give or take. And we'll be starting day one of our 2-row wampum tour around Nova Scotia and Cape Breton. We're going to be hitting every First Nation. I've got our route here. Oh, you can actually see that with the green screen. Cool. So I'm going to put up a teaching video here. It's very important. I want everybody to really focus on what this gentleman is saying. And there's a couple teachings in this. You get to learn about the sun dance, the sweat. And after this, I'm going to run you guys through the trip and our route. And if you're along the way, we really want to see you. We want to have a coffee, make conversation. If you know any really cool historical sites along the way, I was deep into it last night. I've got my boards here ready. Oh, you can't see those. But I did find a lot of historical sites right in our timeline that we're focused on, 1600 to 1750. There's a lot of historical sites around Nova Scotia that they don't as much advertise as they should, but they're definitely findable, and we found quite a few, so I'm looking forward to seeing those in the next couple of days. But yeah, let's start with this teaching video, and then we'll get into the show.
I stand here today speaking to you as a Shoshone and Arapaho, but my words reflect the fundamental values of all traditional peoples: charity and respect to your neighbor, individual self-reliance, and reverence for nature. The idea of a great spirit who is above and beyond all things, and who also created the world and is within all things. Creation stories are varied as the tribes, but there are recurring themes. God first created the earth and the animals. Only then were man and woman created. Animals often help the Creator form the earth as we know it. Many creation stories emerge from the primordial waters. The Arapaho and the Crow stories provide examples of slight differences in a recurring theme. The elders took us aside, all the men who had made vows to come into the Sundance. and whose first year it was going into the Sundance, were taken and instructed. There we were taken to a place, and earth was cut out that formed the altar. We were told the story of how the world was created and how important the turtle was in the role that he played in the creation of this world. Today, the turtle is something very sacred to the Arapaho people. Each religion has a defining appearance from God, a theophany or divine manifestation. For American Indians, the defining manifestation is virgin nature. For American Indians, every element of nature is infused with a sacred spirit from the Great Spirit. We learn about different qualities of God by observing qualities of all creation. We're taught that when the Creator created the world, that first He created the animals and the plants. When He created this world, He created this world and put His Spirit into everything. And then He created man and woman, also from His Spirit. And so in that sense, when we see a tree, when we look at the grass, when we see Mother Earth, we see her as one of our relations because it has the same spirit in the tree, in the grass, in all the animals that we do. And that's the spirit that comes from the Creator. In the life of the Indian, there was only one inevitable duty, the duty of prayer, the daily recognition of the unseen and eternal. His daily devotions were more necessary to him than daily food. He wakes at daybreak, puts on his moccasins, and steps down to the water's edge. Here, he throws handfuls of clear, cold water into his face, or plunges in bodily. After the bath, he stands erect before the advancing dawn, facing the sun as it dances upon the horizon, and offers his unspoken orison. His mate may precede him or follow him in his devotions, but never accompanies him. Each soul must meet the morning sun, the new sweet earth, and the great silence alone. The sweat lodge is a ceremony that provides purification on a physical level and on a spiritual level. The sweat lodge is very important to our people. When those that are in need of purification on a physical level or on a spiritual level will call for a sweat. As we enter the sweat, we pray and we cedar before the ceremony begins. After the rocks are heated, usually until they're glowing red, they're brought into the center of the lodge and placed in a pit. The door is closed, and we put the cedar incense on the rocks. The door is closed and everything is dark so that we're not distracted by anything. We're in the sacred womb of our Mother Earth. There we're able to concentrate and direct our minds to the Creator. As we pour the water on the rocks and the steam rises and envelops us, it's symbolism, showing us and helping us to be cleansed. On a physical level, you can feel all of those impurities coming out of your body through the steam. On a spiritual level, we're taught that our grandfather rocks also have a spirit, and we refer to them as our grandfather rocks because they've been on this earth a lot longer than anything else. As I said, everything was recreated from the Creator's Spirit, and our grandfather rocks also have a spirit. Those rocks are brought in and placed in the center. As we begin to pray, maybe we've done things wrong in our own lives, or maybe someone has wronged us. We turn those things over to our grandfather rocks. Those things are burnt up. And the symbolism of the sweat lodge is that when the door opens and the steam rises, it rises to the Creator And so in that sense, we turn those things over to the Creator. We don't hold on to those things. We let the Creator take care of those things and deal with them the way that He sees fit. We're taught that when we hold the Sundance, this is the center of the universe. When you go into the Sundance, you make a vow to the Creator that you're going to go in to pray. Maybe someone in your family is sick. Maybe someone has passed away. Maybe you're going to go in to pray for health. Maybe you're going to go in to pray to give thanks. Whatever the reason is, you make a vow to the Creator that you're going to make that sacrifice. That sacrifice is to go into the Sundance Lodge and to fast for 3 days and 3 nights with no food and no water. And you stay in the lodge for those 3 days. The singing goes on most of the time while you're in the lodge, and so you dance. And through your dance, you pray. The first day after you fasted for 1 full day, you feel all the impurities have left your body. It's like you enter a new world, a different realm. And in this world, you become humble. You're able to pray with faith. You're able to see and be thankful for all the simple things in life. Something just as simple and pure as water. You thank the Creator for all the good things that He's blessed us with. And through that humility, you're able to hear and feel His guidance in your life. When you're in the Sundance, it's a hard thing to do. When we leave the lodge, our people recognize us and treat us the same way they would a warrior. Because when you go into the Sundance Lodge, it's a war, a battle within. Your physical self is telling you, I want water, I want food, I want the comforts of home. Your physical body is telling you, I want to leave the lodge, I want to get these things now. The spiritual side is telling you, I want to be closer to the Creator. I want to receive His guidance. I want to show Him how much faith I have and how strong I am. If you're to lead the Sundance, the only way that you're going to know that is if the Creator tells you that. And there's 2 ways that He's going to tell you. When you go and fast in the mountains, He said, He'll come to you in a vision, and you'll know the difference between a dream and when He comes to you and tells you that this is your responsibility, that you need to lead the Sundance. Or He'll choose an animal, and through that animal will bring that message from the Creator to let you know that this is what you're to do. Until then, don't lead the Sundance until you have that direction and guidance from the Creator. We don't understand why traditions are the way that they are. We just do them because that's the way the old people told us to do them. We're so thankful to the Creator for all the good blessings that He's given to us. Our sacred wisdom is kept alive by remembering the words of our ancestors. Elders are very important within our tribe and within our way of life. They're the ones that keep that wisdom and that knowledge, and it's through them that we learn these things. They're very sacred and very important to our people. Most of you probably know the cathedral at Notre Dame. The Cathedral of Notre Dame, it was a very beautiful cathedral. And as I was sitting in there, we sat down in the pews and began to pray. And as I was sitting there, I was thinking about the lodge and how the lodge is erected in 1 day, and how some of these cathedrals took over 200 years to build. And when we erect the lodge and when we pray, it's nature that's our cathedral. And it's this connection through nature and the creation of nature that God showed how much He cared for us and how much He loved us. And so our cathedral is nature. It doesn't just happen in the Sundance Lodge. It happens to each and every one of us every single day. We have that battle within us. The spiritual wants to do what the Creator wants them to do, and the physical side wants to lead us down a different path. And so this battle within happens within each of us every day. And it's very important As we complete the Sundance, we're able to see that we can accomplish, that we do have the ability to stay close to the Creator, and that we are stronger than the physical self, and that we're able to overcome those things that would lead us down the wrong path.
Hopefully you got something out of that as well. Very beautiful 11 minutes of teachings there. Hello, Marnie. How are you doing today? You're just in time. We just watched a couple of videos, and now you get to listen to me yap for a few minutes. So we are doing our Nova Scotia and Cape Breton tour Wampum tour this weekend. Very excited about it. So I'm going to bring up Google Maps here. So our day one, we're going to be heading to Sipekne'katik. Hopefully by the end of this tour, I'll be able to pronounce these a little better as well. So that's our first destination. Our next after that is going to be Millbrook. Over here. After that, we're going to be doing Pictou Landing. The reason why I'm bringing this all up here, you'll see soon enough. And Pag, there it is. So, if you are along this road here in Nova Scotia, we've got New Glasgow, Truro, Pictou Landing. I don't know how to pronounce that yet. I'm hoping to by the end of the day. Paqtnkek, I think that's how it's somewhat pronounced. And then we're going to be ending up somewhere up by Inverness here this evening. So if you're up in this area, we're looking for somewhere to pop a tent. If not, we'll hit a campground. But if you are in this area, Port Hood, Inverness, somewhere in this area is where we'll be ending for today. And then tomorrow, let's just get rid of this here. Tomorrow, we're going to start off, we'll be heading, our first stop tomorrow will be Cape North. And from there, I'll say Inverness from there. So that'll be our morning route through Shetty Camp. After Cape North, we'll be going to Wagmatcook First Nation. So down here. After Wagmatcook, we'll be going to Wagmatcook. After that, we'll be going to Eskasoni, sorry. After that, we'll be going to Membertou. We got a big day tomorrow. Tomorrow's probably our biggest day. And then following that, we'll be going to the Fortress of Louisbourg. After that, we'll be heading down to Potlotek. And then finishing our day in Canso. So if you are down in this Canso area, there we go. We'll be down around this area tomorrow night for the evening. And then Sunday. What's our Sunday? Our Sunday. We're going to head to Sheet Harbour first thing from Canso. And then we'll be heading to Halifax. And then Acadia First Nation. And then we'll be heading to Bear River. And then Annapolis Valley. And then Glooscap. And ladies and gents, that's how you tour Nova Scotia 11 First Nations in 3 days. So, we're very excited. What is Tuo Wampum Tour? Well, the Tuo Wampum is the original treaty. The Tuo Wampum was the original agreement between the First Nations and the White Nation, and it's the only binding law that can get you out of this mess. So we are going to we have a big goal that we've set, and that is to travel to every First Nation in Canada. Climate change will bring us all together for sure. Yeah, you bet. Lightning rod. There's a couple of lightning rods to side up. Our big goal is to go to every First Nation in Canada. Now, obviously, with everything coming at us, priorities. Although it is a priority because we need to unite all these nations fast, because it's clear, it's very evident that most people think they're going to protest their way out of this, yell their way out of this, blah, 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 whatever. It's not going to happen. And as you can see in Ottawa today, even the Million Man March, there's barely anybody there. There's less than 100 people. So it's time that people start doing action. It's time we've had this set in motion. I'm just going to read this before I pop off here. I don't often like to read a script, but I did want to make sure this gets out there. So this is a huge day for us as we begin a dream that we have been set on for a while now. Over 500 years ago, Hiawatha and Jigonsaseh set out on a journey to make peace within the Five Nations. Today we're on a very similar but very different journey. A few weeks back, our team brought the Cree and the Iroquois together with the White Nation for the first time as brothers and sisters. It is our goal to unite all nations to preserve this land Mother Earth and Creator has blessed us with for the next 7 generations. Please don't be shy and reach out with information, historical sites to see, or just to say hello along the way. We are on the right path. So join us and let's polish the silver covenant chain for generations to come. And my phone's ringing.